Winners don't use drugs.
Okay.
That would have been more complete than winners don't do drugs, man. Like, that would have been perfect with it.
All right. Well, that intro,
Oh, the jungle man.
That intro I did was created by accident, Moira. So
How do you accidentally make that intro?
no, because it was one of my test runs for when I started my YouTube channel.
Nice.
So it was just an outtake that I threw in there. Anywho,
Hello, peeps.
what's up? Tomato cop, Moira, Raquel. Raquel didn't watch this movie with us.
No, I didn't. But I'm here for the commentary, though.
You heard of it, though, right?
Maybe? I'm not sure.
See, the most I know of this stupid-ass movie we just watched, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, was there was an old Saturday morning cartoon of it. Like,
oh, yeah.
Early 90s. Yeah, I think it was like 1990. Exactly 1990. Probably only lasted one season.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, Manicore.
Hello, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, this is
Sherry.
I'm not sure if Sherry's still here, but hello.
Hello, Manticore.
Oh, Manticore. Yeah. And Sherry tipped me off. I didn't even notice it was 300 until I saw that.
300 what, though?
Subscribers on your channel.
I don't want to say anything.
Oh.
Oh, no jinxing. No jinxing.
Oh, okay. I was just
I don't want -6 tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
Well, congrats anyway.
Thank you. I quietly moved up to that number, and I wasn't going to fucking say anything about it. But after years of doing bullshit on YouTube, let's see, 2018 is when I started.
God,
Yeah.
Has it been that long, really? Wow.
Yeah.
It was 2 years before I'd ever heard of live streams.
Let's see, I started on...
Well, I didn't start by doing live streams. I was just doing regular videos.
I believe I started late fall around 2020.
And you were doing live streams?
Well, I was starting to be on other people's live streams, but I don't think I start my channel around, I'd say early spring of 2021.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
And you have 600 something now.
629. So almost 630.
So you're doing more than twice as better as me. Than me.
You'll get there.
Maybe if I continue doing this shitty movie review thing, because this seems to get people. I don't know. This seems to getting.
You take all the.
I don't know. I don't understand I don't understand how people are subbing to this when we just talk about these shitty movies.
Here's the way you do it's cute.
I guess. Is it?
Yeah.
But thanks for joining me, everyone.
You're welcome.
Attack of the fucking Killer Tomatoes.
Thanks for doing another event. Who do we have to blame for this week's movie?
I don't know. Carol. Carol, who do we have to blame? Carol, who do we have to blame?
That would be me.
Yeah. Where is Carol? I just see a bottle of Heinz tomato ketchup.
No, I'm clearly a black man in Halloween.
It's Trevor. It looks like Trevor Noah dressed up as a Heinz bottle.
I actually thought that was the character from the movie, who's the master of disguise.
Yeah, there is a black man posing as a tomato in this movie.
Yeah, he's got to be on some good shit.
Well, yeah, he does don the disguise of several historical figures, very convincingly, before he goes undercover as a tomato.
Moira joined late, and she missed him dressed as good old Dolphy. Good old
Well, before that, he was Abraham Lincoln.
Mr. H. Good old German
Oh my
guy.
God, the Hister. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
He was born near the River Hister. Sorry.
No, he goes directly from Lincoln to Adolf with like just
That's-
between cuts.
That's it's quite a costume variety he's got.
He
there.
was wearing a George Washington costume at one
Yeah.
point.
Oh
That's
my
right.
God, full costume hot dog. Full custom hot dog.
Yeah, tomato time.
For a
What's up?
second
Nice.
there, I thought it said condom.
Full
Oh my
condom
God,
hot
Raquel,
dog.
Sweet
why
nice
are you
kid.
in the gutter tonight?
What?
What
You guys
kind
should have heard
of hot dog?
So,
I
Raquel.
swear I swear it said that.
You don't
Like,
put
wait a
condoms
minute.
on hot dogs, Raquel.
I don't know. Before this whole thing started, Raquel has a dirty mind, but she doesn't realize it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm feeling
Oh my
frisky.
God.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm feeling frisky tonight. I
She
don't
was
know.
telling us about the Robin
I'm gonna
action figure
leave.
with the
I gotta
protruding
leave.
hot dog.
She showed
My mom-
us the Robin figure with his piece of deal hanging out. His
Hi,
little
parrot
fucking-
head.
Hey, Fairhead.
Yeah, you can see the outline of his schlemiel all the way to his
Yeah,
schlemazel.
Ah!
Hey, parrot head.
Sorry.
I
It's
was
been 30
looking.
years since I've heard that.
I was looking at Robin's gloves on that action figure.
He was.
She's like, no, look at his dick.
Yeah. For like a minute and a half, Slash was like, "What? Did he have the blades on the gauntlets in that movie? I thought he didn't have those till the next movie."
And Raquel's like, look lower.
Lower.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
got cuds piece.
Yeah, Enosh from the Point Dusters Lodge was showing that Robin Batman Forever
Wait, can we
figure.
talk about the movie first?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to be rude,
No. Go ahead.
but I'm gonna be.
Okay, Raquel. We're gonna side table this peach of deal talk. Okay, no,
That's fine.
no more Robin Codpiece.
Okay.
And since this is Carol's pick, Carol, explain the
I don't
movie to
care.
us.
No, I don't even care anymore.
No, wait.
Aww.
Carol.
No.
What?
Don't
How
look
does
at
the
me.
movie?
She's being
How,
so
how does the
cute.
movie start?
I'm not talking to you.
What?
No, I hate you all.
Why?
What?
Well, I didn't do anything.
We love you.
Make the sound.
Yeah.
Just make the sound, and it'll be.
No, Carol. Why did
Yes.
you want to watch this movie?
It was a revenge movie.
Oh. So you were getting revenge on me
Oh, it was a revenge movie for Zardoz.
for choosing Zardoz last week.
There was
Okay.
so much awful love in Sean Connery in a diaper.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
What's that day?
All right, now we know why this.
So this was not an accident. Even Full Custom Hot Dog is offended by that. A revenge pick, or excited by it. One or the other.
I mean,
Yeah,
I gave him
Zardoz,
another movie. He's
that's
had it.
Yep. Yeah, she did not enjoy Zardoz. Not half
No,
as much as I did.
She didn't.
No, I hated it. But I
Yeah, I
picked
saw the
the musical
thumbnail for it,
movie,
and it
you
looked
shut
like
that one down, so you got this. Suck it.
I saw the thumbnail for last week's video. Looked like Sean Connery in a sumo diaper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Pretty much.
I think that's
So
called a
tomatoes start going bad, and they kill a lot of people.
Yeah, and he had those like Mexican bandito bullet straps.
Yep. Yeah, he looked like British naked Pancho Villa.
slingshot.
Oh, and for the first half of the movie, he had like the fucking knee-high hooker boots.
Yeah.
He's literally running around in these fucking things with his red diaper. Yeah.
I don't know how he can run in high heels.
But this apparently is now it's been revealed by Carol that this is a revenge pick for Zarda. So now I don't know if I could.
It's not even so much for that movie, it's because you shot down my first choice. So
Yeah, but
I'm gonna
really,
give
what
you
would have
this
been better?
instead.
What would have been better, this or Cannibal the Musical?
probably Cannibal the Musical. We could have danced and sung along.
No, fuck that. This movie had songs.
Yeah.
This movie had like 2 or 3 songs, and they were terrible.
Love it.
No, I did not.
Darius is gonna sing the songs in karaoke.
So they're literally like rolling tomatoes at people.
Oh, the effects.
There's tomatoes rolling down the street at people.
Yeah, I thought these were going to be like anthropomorphic tomatoes, or at least have faces on them. Nope. These are
Actual tomatoes. Yeah.
they're real actual tomatoes and super oversized actual tomatoes rolling down the
Oh
street
yeah,
at people.
there's certain ones that are basketball sized.
Yep,
And then there are other ones that are like beanbag chair size.
yeah,
Like they're made out of paper mache.
yeah, but they're firm
Like,
enough to roll down the street.
Moira says, like, it looks like it was made out of paper mache. It's like, this looks like it could have been on like a float.
Yeah, they were pretty bad setting.
But the effects were pretty good though, because some of them like were rolled from off camera, it looked like, and then other times the footage was rolled backwards, so you could see the tomato. First scene is the tomato coming up out of the garbage disposal.
They look like they were bowling some of those
Yeah, I
giant
think they
tomatoes
were.
down the street the way they were bouncing.
Yeah, and then near the end you see one jumping up a flight of stairs.
One goes jumping at some guy through and the guy dodges it through a window. It goes flying out the window.
Oh yeah, and that's well, I won't spoil that one. Yeah, Hot Dog knows Puberty Love,
Oh God,
What
the worst song of all time. Puberty Love.
this
What?
is the song that kills the tomatoes.
It makes them shrink. Yeah.
It makes them.
Charity love? That's just weird.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Sounds
weird.
illegal.
That's weird, Raquel. All right.
Yes?
Okay.
So this was a goofball movie. It was made for under 100,000, and
Okay, is Full Custom Hot Dog from San Diego? Because I know they filmed the end of this in San Diego. I
yeah,
know
the stadium was in San Diego. I never saw
Sherry
this.
never saw this.
Tiny
Sherry, I would say you don't really have to. I don't think you have to see this movie.
It's kind of goofball, you know, like a
It
airplane
has
or like
funny
a
moments. It does have funny moments. All right, that part where they're in the room in the beginning and the room is too small, and there's like there's like 8 of them trying to
Yeah.
fit in that room.
yeah, it was a
And,
funny
like,
visual gag.
They're crawling over the desk, kicking everything over.
Yeah,
That was funny.
because it's just a really tiny room with a table that's almost the size of the room.
And the funny thing is, someone getting out of the room at the end of the conversation knocks something off the wall, and what falls off the wall goes into a fish tank on the floor. It's
Right,
like, and you have a fish tank on the floor. Of this
Right.
tiny bedroom.
But it was a picture, a framed picture of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
USS
yeah,
Arizona
yeah.
that falls off the map room wall and into the fish tank, right? Like as if the boat's gonna sink. So yeah, but a lot of the satire was not. It really wasn't very critical of like society, but it was pretty goofy stuff. And there wasn't a whole lot of like direct parody. There was subtle parody, like the Jaws spoof scene where.
And I swear it looked like they showed someone a picture of John Belushi in the beginning.
That's what it
that
looked like.
really looked like John Belushi.
Yeah. It was near the beginning when the movie begins basically where tomatoes are just beginning to attack people, and so you see the one coming out of the garbage disposal, and then a couple minutes later you see out in the water there's like a boat going around with I think it had like a kid on it, and you see these women floating in the water, and there's like tomatoes, under the surface.
I thought that was
They're just floating to me. Oh, also,
Yeah.
we forgot to say that every time there's a tomato, just a regular tomato, you hear a noise.
Oh yeah,
They're grunting.
yeah.
They sound like fucking like Bobcat Goldthwait, just making grunting noises.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the first scenes is you see an old couple sitting on a sofa in their living room. You don't even see the tomato. You just see the two of them are like turning their heads, watching an implied tomato go by, and you hear,
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's attacking him.
oh man, he's really, like, oh, it's killing him.
That's so
Oh
fucking.
man, he's got him
Oh,
good.
God.
Very low budget movie. The odds of being attacked by a tomato is low, but never zero.
Oh my God.
And like even the opening credits were already a joke because it said, you know, this movie is based
They
on
have ads during credits. There's an ad for a furniture store in the opening credits.
with the Red House.
Yeah, that's right. That Red House. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
And
awesome.
It
Have a
said it
Red
was.
House.
I had to double check this. It was stupid, but I still had to check. It said based on the best-selling novel, The Tomatoes of Wrath. I was like, no way. And then I looked it up, and then I felt kind of gullible for looking it up. It was like, there's no Tomatoes of Wrath.
This fucking movie. Carol, I don't know if I could forgive you for this movie.
I'm calling it a win. You guys hated it. I hated last week. I win this week.
I mean, yeah, I last week I was kind of blown out of the water. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But this week I knew what I was getting into.
Come on, Slasher. You don't forget watching Zardoz.
I'm alright. I didn't know what I was getting into totally with Zardoz. Even from the preview, I wasn't. From the preview of this, I knew what the fuck I was gonna see.
You didn't know there would be psychic women with small titties?
Oh, giant tomatoes.
Giant tomatoes
Yeah.
wearing earmuffs.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the earmuffs.
Well, I
my
don't want to spoil
God.
that one.
I don't even know if we have to go be worried about spoilers.
Spoilers? Yeah.
Movie is all the same fucking thing over and over again. Lame joke, lame joke, lame joke.
Yeah,
Then
the
you
plot
might
was
laugh
pretty
at-
minimal.
Then you might laugh at something. Like there were things to laugh at, but then some things they just really drug out.
Yeah. In fact, so what? Okay, so the guy with the gap in his teeth that looked like a shorter, younger American Roger Moore. He was like a Speaker of the House or a congressman.
Anyone know this movie?
Pink Flamingos. No, not yet. We should get Raquel to watch Pink Flamingos.
What is this?
Pink Flamingos? That's John Waters' film. It's perhaps his most infamous film. Starring Divine and other people. Parrothead will probably know. Is it? I haven't even seen it. We should totally watch Pink Flamingos.
It's a 1972 film.
John Waters. I know he did Serial Mom. Serial Mom was funny.
Yeah, he's
I've seen two John Waters films. One was Serial Mom. The other was Cecil B. Demented. Cecil B. Demented was stupid.
don't spoil it, hot dog. You got to get people to watch so they don't know what they're in for.
Oh,
I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle, Raquel. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. You should watch it.
I mean, this movie. All right, this movie wasn't. This movie was stupid, but it wasn't gross. So Pink Flamingos is gross.
He says, but it's rad and fun and makes him happy inside.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's a pass on me.
Ah, we'll try again next week. All right. So yeah, this one it didn't have much of a plot, like Slasher said. It's a lot of scenes. A lot of it felt ad-libbed.
A lot
for
of
the song.
This movie had a lot of
Can we talk about the guy with the parachute and the goggles?
Go for it.
and the sword.
I don't remember much of it. I just liked his goggles. And his parachute that he kept dragging by.
I wanted to strangle him with his own parachute.
What was his name? Because I thought he was Mason Dixon. Because
Yeah, the
when
other
he
guy.
first parachutes in, he has the Confederate flag patch.
The one who I thought looked like fat Andy Kaufman when they went into the small room before. He's Mason Dixon.
Yeah. So who was the parachute guy?
Oh God! Now I gotta look up this guy.
I don't know his name. That's fine. All right, Carol.
I will.
Whatever.
What about that guy?
I
Yeah,
don't
Carol.
care anymore.
Movie, you talk about it.
I told you I just like his gobble.
Yeah. Well, he
And
never
his little
takes them
army
off.
at the end.
His
He was
sword.
leading them out. He was the hero.
The way he was cutting the sword through the grass that he didn't have to cut through.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he parachutes in like a third of the way into the movie, and
He lands on someone's car. That's how we got introduced to him. He lands on someone's car.
Yeah. I think they spent like a third of the budget on that helicopter that spins around and crashes. Because they didn't spend it on tomatoes.
Oh, and that low flying fucking
Yeah.
plane too. Those scenes right there in the beginning, those look like some dangerous ass fucking scenes. How close they were to everybody.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if they could even afford the insurance on the movie.
Right.
Yeah, so he parachutes in and lands on a car, and then for the rest of the movie, he never removes the parachute. He's still dragging it around behind him the entire time. And he has a machete that he never uses to cut the parachute off. He just is chopping away at leaves and grass and trees. Yeah.
Oh my god, I wanted to personally fucking kill that guy.
Yeah, well, and Mason Dixon didn't like him either because, yeah, when he shuts the door, he pulls him out right after he figures out that puberty love shrinks the tomatoes, and his car's getting broken into. He chases the criminal. He grabs the parachute guy out of the. He's asleep in the driver's seat, throws him out, and then takes the car. But he shuts the door on the parachute, and the guy's running behind the car and running, and then he falls down, and Slasher was like, yeah, drag him! And he's dragging him behind the car. And then, in the final scene, in the final climactic scene, before the climactic tomato scene, he's facing off against the Speaker of the House, who has found a way to control the tomatoes, and he's pointing a gun at Mason Dixon.
Way just to hear those words come out of someone's mouth. He found a way to control the tomato.
Yeah. Yeah, and he says, you won't kill me. He's like, well, it's true. I've never killed a man before. Maybe you're right. Ding dong. Who is it?
Wilbur Finletter.
Well, yeah. Oh, it's UPS. Special delivery. He's like, oh, come on in. The UPS guy comes in and just shoots him. He's like, that again, maybe you're wrong. And then he's like, tell me your master plan. It's like, what? That's stupid. But if you must know. And then Wilbur comes up with a machete and attacks him. And when he does, you see Mason Dixon is still pointing the gun back at Wilbur, who just saved his life. But Slasher was not the only one annoyed by Wilbur, the parachute guy. Obviously, Mason was annoyed by him too.
Well, Wilbur was part of the team they put together. The president put together a fucking stupid ass team.
Yeah. Well, there was like a swimmer who was seen eating steroids from a box that looked like Cheerios.
The Master of Disguise.
Who starts out with a Groucho Marx nose and glasses on. That's it.
There was a diver. I don't remember what the fuck happened to the diver.
The scuba diver had water inside his mask.
But when did he die? I didn't even realize by the time that guy had died.
I think he probably drowned in that first scene because he had the water in his scuba mask.
You
never see him again.
Check my Twitter when I get a chance. Okay, I'll just continue talking about this stupid ass movie before I check Twitter right now.
I hate you guys. You're worse.
Yeah, and the swimmer was she was out in the woods. Just you think she was eating Cheerios from the box, but it turns out they're steroids. So that was our Leah Thomas moment, and so she's getting buffed up from the steroids, and then she gets attacked by a bunch of huge tomatoes, and she's fighting them off, punching them, and
We
but
get
they just keep coming.
multiple different forms of tomatoes. We get the gigantic ones. We get like the pumpkin size ones, and then we get normal ones.
Yeah.
The very first one we see is hanging out in this. It's in the drain of this woman's sink. The very
Yeah.
first introduction to the tomato. It's in the drain of her sink, and it's looking at her, and she's looking down, and it's going, and then
I
it's,
like this.
and yeah, every time the tomatoes attack, they have that grunting. So she's the first tomato victim. But they had that one chain down. Remember that? Do you remember when they walked in and someone had one of them chained down?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
tomatoes.
And he said, "This is a cherry tomato." Oh my god.
The most dangerous of all tomatoes.
Yeah. Do we ever find out like where the tomatoes came from, or is that not until the sequel?
You know what? I don't even know, and I don't know if I want to find out.
I think in the sequel, Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes, there's a mad scientist played by John Astin.
Wait,
who,
there's
like,
a sequel to this
there's
movie?
3 sequels.
What?
There's
Yeah,
more?
and Sherry mentions
more.
George Clooney. George Clooney actually appears in the first sequel, so the second movie, Revenge.
Wait, did George Clooney is in that sequel movie?
Yeah,
Back
it's
when
his
he
first
had
role.
dark hair.
She's
And-
sold now.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Uncle Jesse in that one. And
Who's Uncle
he-
Jesse?
Aw.
all I hear is goo goo gaga. Uncle
Um,
Jesse from Full House.
John Stamos.
Oh,
Stamos.
okay. I'm like, are we talking about our mutual friend here?
No.
Yep.
He had like the long
The
curly
pirate.
gray hair.
Our mutual friend, Uncle Jesse.
Ew.
You know what? If John Stamos want to come hang out on the street, yeah, I'd be like, yo, you got any?
No. Our mutual friend that we know with the same name.
Yeah, I
No,
know. That's
no,
right.
he's- we
Ew,
don't-
why would we
No,
call
we
him
don't.
Uncle
We don't
Jesse?
call him Uncle. I don't know anyone who calls him Uncle Jesse. Yes, from Full House.
Nobody ever calls him Uncle Jesse.
Oh, you
Yeah.
should show him off. He's such a little handsome boy.
Yeah, you know, I'm saying he had like that hair. Although I think they're both friends with the South Park guys. Both Clooney and Stamos. But anyway,
Hey,
yes,
Chris.
Clooney appears in
And
Revenge,
Bakers.
but it didn't come out until like 10 years later because this was 78 and
such a brat.
Revenge was 88.
No hot dog. No. No.
He's like, nope, I'm gonna lay on the floor.
He's
So what was the third one?
I hope he's okay. He's breathing kind of heavy.
The third one, I don't know. I think the 2, 3, and 4 I think were made pretty close together.
Cheesecake I mentioned. I'm gonna be really fucking disappointed. I'll have to check
Okay,
my
wait.
PayPal and go find a fucking cheesecake and wing.
I gotta go in like 5 minutes, so
All right,
fire off some
what are all your thoughts about the movie?
Wait, Carol, you're bailing on your own movie.
I am bailing. Look, you guys, you hate
It was a revenge film though.
I know. Mission successful.
Yeah, she's like mission complete.
Yeah, we got to squeeze you on this one, Carol. What did
She
you
did,
like
good
and
luck.
not like? What was your
I like.
Carol,
I-
your picks are now in suspension.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a
okay.
12-week ban on picks.
12-week ban.
Yeah, 12 weeks. You're banned for 12 weeks on picks.
next week? We're watching
Fine.
Zardoz 2.
Yes.
Next
So next week we're just
shut
gonna watch
the fuck
Zardoz again. Next week it's just Zardoz again. That's
up.
it.
You're gonna Rick
Zardoz
Ross me
goes
with
to
it, aren't you?
Xanadu.
I like
Zardadu.
the terrible special effects. I like the tiny tables. In the
Yeah,
tiny
the tiny
room.
table is funny.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down. Would you watch this ever again?
eventually, yeah, I'll make somebody else watch it with me.
When
This is my
when
secret weapon.
they make you
It's-
watch a movie you hate, you're gonna throw this one on them.
It's probably me.
It's my secret weapon. I will use it again.
Not for 12 weeks.
At least 8.5 weeks.
12 weeks suspension.
Fine, 12 weeks suspension it is. I'll still be here every week.
Okay.
Oh my god. Can you guys hear my fan?
No.
I could see my my sound ring moving.
No, I don't hear it.
All right. All right, Carol. 12 weeks.
12 weeks. It's alright. I can do it.
And then we'll do Cannibal the Musical. There we go.
Okay.
All right, Carol, give us a link to where we'll send everyone after the show.
I can't, but it's Smirk the Alien.
All right, I'll find it and then I'll put it in at the end. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll put it in at the end.
All right, guys.
Love you.
Thanks, Carol.
Later, Carol.
The garden is good.
Have a good one, Carol.
Watch
Thanks.
my terrible movie.
Thanks for coming.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Good night, Carol.
Good night.
She's adorable.
She's funny.
I like her.
She picked this fucking movie and she bailed in the middle.
Played the long game, but mission accomplished.
I think she got grossed out with her earlier conversation.
Oh no, she was upset about the movie we watched last week, which was my suggestion. I still like that movie, but she did not enjoy it one bit.
I mean, I didn't really. I was more bewildered by it than enjoying it. This one was just. I don't know. This one was not something I would really, even as a revenge movie. I don't think I would be like, "Hey, watch this movie."
In some ways, this is like the opposite of Zardoz, because Zardoz was super serious and it was super like bonkers and imaginative.
Yeah, there was no comedic parts in that movie.
No.
Like all the comedy was accidental through everyone's
Right.
terrible acting.
And it was all like commentary on society, whereas this had no commentary on society at all. It was just goofy,
Stuff
comedic.
had more. The stuff was more of a meaningful commentary on society than this one.
Right, yeah, the stuff was in some ways a satire. This was not even satire. This was like a spoof, a farce, you know?
Yes,
I mean-
a movie about killer ice cream was actually a good movie.
Yeah.
We went to. We first started to watch. Bleh. Sorry here. We started on dessert and now we are on to the main course.
Yeah, the tomatoes. Yeah. And which reminds me, he's like, oh, someone calls him a vegetable, and they use a slur in the movie that we can't, that we never hear in a movie today.
Well,
But,
they throw in an Asian they throw in an Asian joke too.
oh yeah, where the Asian scientist comes in to explain what's going on with the tomatoes across the world.
And he has a voice like a scientist from an old school Godzilla movie. The dubbed Godzilla movies.
Yeah, as soon as you see he starts talking, he's immediately dubbed in the tiny room, the map room.
That was one of the funniest parts of the movies. The small room they were crawling in and out of. That was.
Yeah, it was a visual gag. The visual gags were the best. But yeah, no, it wasn't satire in the way that like the stuff is like a satire of society, of like commercialism, right? Or the way that A Modest Proposal was we always use that as an early example of satire, right? Because it was like a joke, but it was about how to solve a problem in a way that would not actually.
It wasn't a goofy comedy though. This was a goofy comedy.
Right? Yeah. This was a spoof.
Didn't
So
hit on all the comedy.
right,
It really didn't hit on all the comedy. In my
right.
eyes.
The difference with a spoof is it makes a joke out of the meme of another like successful movie, like the Jaws reference where the tomatoes are floating in the water.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't actually, that's not like a satire of Jaws. It's just a spoof of Jaws. It just is a reference to the memory of Jaws. Kind of like those Not Another Teen Movie.
That was also kind of closer to Jaws than most Jaws spoofs because this was a fucking 70s movie.
Right.
This actually was a 70s movie. Was this
Right.
released in the theater? Holy shit.
It was pretty successful for such a low rated movie.
It was released in the theater.
Yeah. Less than 100,000.
The budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they made 567. Right? Is that what you're looking at?
Oh, wait, $567,000.
Yeah, so wow. They
Oh,
probably
that's not
made off
bad.
some shit off VHS sales too, probably. This crap.
Oh yeah. Well, because you saw it at the VHS store.
No, I didn't run across this one. I ran across the Clooney one, Return of the Killer. Yes.
Oh, Return. Okay. And what did you say?
Okay. So it was around the time we first got the VHS membership to the store in my neighborhood, and Return of the Killer Tomatoes was on the shelf, and my dad refused to let me rent it. And then I realized after watching this one, I kind of saw his point of view. I wasn't so upset about it.
Maybe he'd already seen the first one. And he
I
knew.
don't think he did. No, I don't think he did at all.
Yeah, I think the original writer and director came back to do the next three. But it was cheap.
The next three.
They were cheap to make. I mean,
Just to hear that. The next.
at least they didn't do what Hollywood often does, and they take like a low budget surprise hit, and then throw tons of money at the sequels, and then the sequels are never as good.
But see, I remember the cartoon being kind of like, it was kind of along the lines of The Tick.
The tomatoes had like teeth.
It was very fitting for a cartoon. Also, it was around the same time they had a fucking Toxic Avenger cartoon.
Yeah.
So I guess they were kind of on that sort of kick with Saturday morning cartoons, taking these weird ass movies and turning it into just like, because there were Toxic Avenger action figures. I don't know if there were Attack of the Killer Tomato action.
There probably are. There could be a pop vinyl of it, for all I know.
There was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes NES game, though. Not very good. Popped up on TV when I was growing up. Yeah, I could see this as one of those, or like those 90s USA late night movies they'd play.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a pop vinyl of it.
Sherry, I've seen that movie. I don't know if I want to see that movie again.
Teeth?
Yeah,
Teeth?
yeah.
Oh, you haven't heard of that one, Raquel?
No.
That Jesus.
Is it actually about teeth?
Sort of.
Somewhere, yeah. They're somewhere now. They're not where teeth normally are.
No. That was probably a bit of a satire.
Yeah. Oh, that definitely was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
No, you don't have to explain it.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
Raquel, you can search it, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I can
it's
look it up.
It's almost like a slight monster movie or body horror version of like I Spit on Your Grave.
All right. See, I Spit on Your Grave was a fucked up movie, but you got a great payoff at the end of that movie.
Oh, Sherry's cringing, or she's just clenching her teeth.
I'm cringing.
Moira, you never watched Teeth? You never heard of that movie?
I heard about it. I saw a few like bits and pieces here and there, and I was like, yikes. Although, you said teeth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker had it coming.
Vagina dentata?
Wait,
Yeah, well,
there's
that's what you get when you don't
teeth?
respect no as an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Vagina
You know
dentata.
how many times I wish my cooter had teeth? Shit.
Oh my god, why?
Not like that, but like you find out they're a piece of shit in the middle of it, and you're like,
Yeah, imagine if you had a bear trap in your pants, so that when Harvey tries to
A
make a
bear
move on you,
actually
bear
close.
trap.
There actually is a thing that you can put up in your hoo-ha, and it's got these plastic blades. And so if someone tries to go in there,
What?
catch like a fish hook.
oh, so
and
it's
shred them.
it's an internal chastity belt.
What?
Yeah. So they try to steal home base. They're about to get their fat ripped off.
Wait, that's an actual thing? You have
Yep.
like
Yeah.
defense
Yes, it's
inside
plastic.
your-
It's smooth on the outside, so you can put it up in your bits. But the part where the guy would go, it's got like these little tiny like plastic fish hook type things. So once it gets
Ugh.
pulled on, it snags.
Ugh.
This is sounds
Alright,
very
To
uncomfortable.
be fair,
This is kind
only
of
a rapist would run into it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they're
that's
trying to
true.
take something they weren't supposed to. And they probably wouldn't do that to another girl for a very long time.
Yeah, and you know, if he just did
This
foreplay, he
went
would notice.
way off
Right?
Killer Tomato movie conversation.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry knows about it.
Yeah, I bet if that guy goes to the hospital, they immediately call the police.
They're probably trying to save him because there's a very large vein that goes up there while you're frisky. You'll be bleeding profusely.
Oh,
You bleed
Yeah.
to death.
You very
yeah,
well could.
Yeah,
If it snags that vein and tears it, you could. The best thing you could do is at the base, I know that sounds terrible, is try to do a tourniquet on it and
Ugh.
get to a hospital.
I mean, I never heard of that anti-rape device, but I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of places where they decided a whistle just wasn't getting it done.
I've heard the stories of where like people are like standing in their boat and they piss in the water, and there's like the fish that could swim up your fucking pee stream and like
Oh
go
yeah,
into
I've heard
your
about that.
shit.
Yeah, don't pee in the river of the Amazon. You know?
This shit, but like when it gets in there, it like shoots out spikes. And gets
Yeah, it's
there.
gotta be removed. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
Ugh.
fucking awful.
it does sound quite terrible. I would suggest some very, very, I don't know, some very.
Why would you?
skin-tight
Piranhas in there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's not like a piranha is gonna swim up your people.
Yeah.
There's different
Piranha's
breeds
fine.
of piranha, to be fair. Some are like not even like that dangerous. Like a lot of the piranha breeds actually aren't that bad.
Dude, Slasher, I looked up one of these devices. You know what it looks like? It looks like the Sarlacc pit from Return of the Jedi.
But
It does.
Holy shit!
That's exactly what it looks like.
I want
But
to
it
side by
goes-
side comparison.
But
on
it,
that in
it's
some way.
inserted. It's inserted inside. Like,
Yeah.
just like,
Well, yeah.
I'm going out to the grocery store. Best not get raped. Like, is that
Yep.
what it?
Well, I mean,
I'm assuming it's similar
And then,
how you
and then,
how
and then
you.
you go, and then you go poop, and yeah.
I'm
And
guessing
if you plan on going home alone, I would suggest taking it out while you go drinking. If someone drugs your drink, they're about to get one hell of a surprise when they try to get you.
This has turned into a completely different conversation from
Yes, sir.
a stupid ass movie.
what
That
does this have to do with tomatoes?
we went to teeth and now to this.
Yeah, puberty love.
Okay, that's just gross.
Yeah, that.
So
that-
it
that-
turns
that-
out-
I really feel like that song's kind of illegal, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So it was considered in the movie as like the worst song ever recorded, and it was a Donny Osmond vinyl hit.
Oh
called Puberty
God.
Love.
Well,
It's not-
all right, to be fair, the Mormons are a little weird.
What's
Wait,
not a
alright.
real Donny Osmond
I
song,
was
but
about
in the
to
movie
say,
it was.
It said it was a Donny Osmond song, but it's not a real Donny Osmond.
Right, and you just see like this like 8 to 10-year-old kid listening to it in his room, as the guy's running. I think it was Mason was running away from a killer tomato, and the kid doesn't even look up. And but the sound of the music makes the tomato shrink real small, and he's able to like it flies out the window, and that's when he realizes how to beat the tomatoes.
Sound of music, huh?
The guy who looked like fat Andy Kaufman, right? That guy.
Mason, yeah, Mason Dixon.
Oh my god. And Carol failed on this movie that she picked. God damn it, Carol. Can't let her pick anything anymore.
Not for 12 weeks.
That's pending.
Be careful, she can hold the grudge, you know.
It's true. And she can get revenge.
It's pending. I don't think I'm going to do Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
No, I don't think we need to do that.
Also, at the end of the stupid ass movie, we get an implication that there's going to be killer carrots.
What?
Yeah. The final shot. The final shot. After all the tomatoes have been defeated, you see these carrots in the ground. They say, I think they're gone.
That-
Also, we get a
next
talking
wave.
dog, too. There was a dog that talked in this movie. I mean, it talked off screen, but it definitely talked. Remember the dog runs away from the kid, and the kid says something to the dog, and goes, "I'll be right back." He does a Mr. Ed voice.
Yeah. Except that wasn't like part of the plot, really. It was just another gag.
Yeah, it was another tomato assault. That's all. That shit was just another person getting assaulted by a tomato. Fucking stupid.
It was a stupid movie, but it knew it was a stupid movie.
It was.
It wasn't pretending to be a smart movie.
I
Maybe-
just underestimated just how stupid it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize it was so low budget. Like, I used to watch the cartoon and I'd heard of it, but I didn't realize it was that cheap of a movie where they were just bowling tomato props around. Yeah.
That's basically what they were doing. They were bowling tomatoes at that fat guy.
Yeah.
I did when the giant paper mache ones came bouncing at people and crushed them. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Did we learn anything from this movie?
I learned that I can make a movie.
right?
Yeah. For under 100,000.
Easily.
I learned that if I had enough cocaine to bribe the right people, I could make a movie.
Cocaine. So wait, are you gonna bribe me?
With cocaine?
I mean, you could try.
Wait, is this?
You need 100,000.
Here we go. Yes, bowling tomatoes at people. Look at, he's running too. Look at him.
Yeah, I wonder if they had like a string or something. I don't think so. It
I
looks
was
like
wondering that myself. If he has like a string attached to his ankle, and they're doing a good job of not showing it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it
I'll
does
give
it.
him that much credit.
I was wondering if maybe they were just matching footage. I'm trying to see if it overlaps him, or if they just like overlaid like two different shots on top of each other, and just like cut away at the mat. But you know, it actually doesn't overlap him. You know what I mean? So in theory, it could have been like pulled by a string, and then composited on top of him. Like, yeah, obviously they didn't have digital effects, and but you see how the tomato doesn't overlap his shoes.
Look how it kind of looks like it stops to slow down though. So maybe.
Yeah.
Look at the very end, it looks like it starts to slow down.
It does. Okay, so they probably bowled it. Yeah. I'm just checking because they could composite things back then, but not digitally. They had to use mats.
All right,
So-
okay, we need 6 giant paper mache tomatoes. We need like 3 pumpkin-sized tomatoes you can bowl at people. And then we need just a bunch of regular tomatoes that you can put in the water and put in this woman's fucking sink.
Oh, dude, what if the tomatoes that were that size, pumpkin size, what if they actually are pumpkins, but they cut the stems off and painted them?
It's a possibility.
Right? And the really big ones are paper mache, and maybe some of them are inflatable. I mean, it's cheap.
Definitely fucking is. And holy shit, I think this might be the shortest fucking stream that I've done in this fucking. Because I'm
think
at
so.
50 minutes and I don't know what else to say about this fucking movie.
Yeah,
I honestly don't.
Pretty bad.
funny, but also forgettable.
Yeah, I forgot half the movie already.
They just kept trying to have so much funny banter and it really wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it was goofy. It was silly. Not quite at the level of like an Airplane or like a Mel Brooks movie. It's about on par with those for tone of silliness,
All right.
but
All right.
not as clever.
I've never seen, and yes, I've never seen The Toxic Avenger. Is that any better than this?
Oh,
Is
I've never
The
seen Toxic Avenger.
at least good?
No, we should watch that. If you've never seen it and I've never seen it, we should put it on the list.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like a plan. I bet it's better than this fucking shit.
Yeah. I think that actually is satire, which means I'll probably like it.
Well, if this was supposed to be satire, I guess.
Like I said, it's more of a spoof than a satire of anything. I mean, the only thing
No,
it
I
might
mean,
be
with the whole-
satirizing
with
is
the whole panic thing, the whole public panic of tomatoes. I mean, I guess that could be satire.
yeah, like if it was making fun of something that was happening in society in the 70s, as far as like fear of food, fear of vegetables.
Or like the AIDS epidemic or the crack epidemic of the 80s. Like, you know, shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. If the tomatoes were allegorical, then maybe. But I really think that this was just because it was the only thing it was making fun of was like other genres of film and other films, and it was sort of imitating like the Asian monster movie genre. You know, where something's on the loose, here it comes.
Yeah.
Right, because the American
But in a
horror movies
really-
are
in a
focused on
really-
like one monster.
It was doing that, but in a really, really, really stupid way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, something's on the loose. So it was sort of I'd consider that a spoof rather than a satire. A satire is like would have some kind of like commentary through the humor, right? Like a lot of times dark comedy is also satire. So Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right? It's dark comedy, but it's satire because the stupid things they do relate to real things that people actually do.
Or movies like RoboCop and Total Recall, where they
Yes,
had
yes.
the advertisements and shit, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially RoboCop. RoboCop is all satire, even in like the serious bits.
Even Total Recall is fucking satire. You know? I'm not Total
Yes.
Recall. The Running Man, like all the
Oh yeah.
commercials they had. They have very RoboCop similar commercials.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but the whole premise of
Running
the
Man.
Running Man is a satire of like television.
Yeah, the whole game show.
Yeah.
All the
And people suffering for entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was just nonsensical. Fucking. there was no message to this.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're just gonna make fun of tomatoes.
That's where I draw the line between satire and like a parody, right? Because that's the word I was looking for. It says spoof, I was parody. Because like a satire draws humor from the absurdity of like real things being just absurd the way that they are, and you put it in a context that's funny and that draws attention to the absurdity. Whereas like a parody of this is the comedy comes from making fun of like another creative work or another art form. Like a genre.
Or also, they could have just pulled some shit out of their ass, be like, you know how there's like occasional food scares, like that's been going on forever. Like, oh, this has been recalled. This has been recalled. Oh,
Right. Well, so yeah, that would be satire. Now, if we made like a horror movie in 2022 about like eating bugs, right, and how like everyone is like
yeah.
starting to eat bugs, and then it turns out it's
Instead
Yeah.
of eating beef, you
Right.
gotta eat a plate full of crickets. Yeah.
right. And Slasher McSplitter is the last sane person in the Bronx who refuses to eat bugs, and everyone around is like, "Try it, you'll like it." And he's like, "No, I'm not eating the bugs." And then he uncovers like a government conspiracy to make everyone eat bugs. That would be a satire, right? And people
No,
would.
it sounds like a legit plot to a film here.
That's the point. That's what makes it a satire, right? Because it's making fun of it's sort of a dark comedic look at something that a lot of people would say is actually happening, right? But putting it in that context, draws attention to the absurdity of it.
The goofy characters don't help.
Well, right. So it's like this movie is like the film equivalent of like Weird Al, right? Like Weird Al does parody. What his songs are making fun of other songs, right? So therefore, they're a parody.
The stuff didn't have a single goofy character in that movie.
Right. No, because the stuff wasn't a parody. I would say the stuff is a satire.
The fuck?
You didn't see the stuff.
Yeah, you didn't watch that with us.
It was surprisingly good for like a horror movie about killer ice cream. But it was a commentary on like not capitalism, but
Consumerism.
like consumerism.
Because everyone was getting addicted to it. But see, like in this movie, no one was getting addicted to tomatoes. Like, it's not everyone had a crazy tomato addiction. And, the tomatoes are gonna.
Right.
Like,
The tomatoes were just monsters.
Tomatoes, yeah.
Right.
The very first thing you just see is a fucking tomato attacking some woman in her kitchen. That's all
Right.
it is.
And the humor comes from the silliness that a monster would be just a featureless tomato.
Fucking tomato.
Going doing some ASMR tomato. And some of the real ASMR Twitch streamers are scarier than
This fucking movie, though. This one's gonna stay with me, and not in a good way.
All right, how much scarier would it be if you just see one of those tomatoes sat in front of one of those those microphones with the two human ears on each side, or one on each side, just going like a Twitch thought?
I would punch it if I saw it.
That would,
Because you remind me of this stupid ass movie.
say
I don't
the
know.
tomato doing the ASMR.
I think we have a new number one for the worst of the movies that we've watched. And I was at a toss up between Basket Case and Driller Killer, but I think we have a new champion.
I'll say it's definitely the dumbest, but I don't think it's worse than Driller Killer. It's definitely dumber than Basket Case. I don't know. If I have to think about like rewatch value,
I would rather rewatch both of those than this. I'm not kidding.
well, I would even though I think Driller Killer, the version we saw was the worst, I would still rather watch that again in order to see like the full version all in one properly. But I wouldn't want to watch it the way that we saw it before ever again.
Please don't make me do a redo of.
No. I'm just talking about the rewatch value. I'm just comparing like the rewatch value of like the bottom three. Yeah, this is the dumbest overall. Would I rather watch this or
Basket Case.
Basket Case? I mean, Basket Case was. It's been longer. I mean, yeah, I guess I'd rather watch that now, but give it time. I don't know. I think this one is probably more rewatchable, like right after watching it, and that as time goes by, it's so forgettable that you wouldn't want to. Whereas Basket Case stuck in my memory because it was pretty bad, but it's more memorable in like the stuff.
Well, I can't say that
was
I've
in it.
never seen a movie like Basket Case. I never saw a movie with the whole the separated twin type thing going on. That it was original for me at that point, as opposed to
Yeah.
this where it's just killer something.
Yeah, I guess what the number one thing I didn't like about Basket Case is just that it's a feel bad movie, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
It was a real feel bad.
but also like that guy, that lead guy, was pretty bad.
Yeah, he was kind of unbearable. This was a feel good movie, but it's like what do you call it? Like a lobotomized feel good.
This was a feel good movie.
Well,
Attack of the Killer
it's
Tomatoes.
funny and it's silly. It's very light, right? It's not like dark humor. It's extremely light. Too light for my taste, really.
All right, I think now I have a couple movies up my sleeve now that I'm gonna throw back at Carol. So.
What, Toxic Avenger?
Oh no, I was thinking of something else.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll put that on the list too.
Hell yeah.
There's more than one Toxic Avenger. I think they made like 3 or 4 of those shits.
Oh, well, wow. Almost as many as Killer Tomato movies.
Overall, though, what'd you think? I'll wrap it up right here.
Overall, it's a meh. Like, yeah, it's. I appreciate the creativity and the effort of and the frugality of making this movie with all its jokes and gags and its clever use of props for under 100,000. Whoever got the idea to make this, they scripted it and they made it happen and they made it work. Like there's not much of a plot, but I guess it comes to a completion by the end. It's pretty dumb. It's not high art, so.
It wasn't meant to be. It obviously wasn't meant to be high art.
No, I guess I'd give it a 3 out of 10.
That's generous.
No, I don't remember what I gave Basket Case. Was it a 3? It was probably a 2.
I don't remember, but that's 3 out of 10 for this is pretty fucking generous.
Yeah. Well, it had some clever practical effects. I appreciate that they came in under budget.
Well, I would give it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
I don't do the number rating of the star rating. I do thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down. This isn't even a sideways. That's just down.
Yeah, it's a
Dead.
3-point scale.
Dead in the Coliseum. I'm sure Moira didn't like to see it.
Not a favorite.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to like. I didn't expect to like it either. And Raquel, you didn't watch the movie. I don't suggest you watch the movie.
Nah, no need.
He gives it a 1 out of 10. He does not recommend.
I mean, at your own risk. But thanks everybody.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thanks for having me, even though I didn't watch the movie.
That's fine. Cherry, Manticore, Carol, you bailing ass motherfucker. You.
Oh!
Dang. She's gonna get you for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know she's in the
You
background
bailed.
somewhere.
She picked the movie. She picked the movie because Darius picked the bad movie list. And then she bailed. She
Yeah.
said she was gonna stick around for like 2 hours.
Yeah, she picked the movie for the wrong reasons.
It was a spite movie.
Yep.
Full custom hot dog, carrot head, sherry. Thank you.
Manicore, Parrot Head.
Thank you all for coming to Manicore
Mhm.
Cat. Tomato Cop. What's going on with Tomato Cop these days?
Hey, I got a power supply in the mail from Newegg. So yeah, I'll be popping that bad boy in the rig soon, and pulling the ripcord, firing it up, I got some friends that are excited. Yeah, time for me to. I do have a couple weeks where I have a limited time to do a lot of work around the house, but I know it's been a little while. But yeah, I mean, I'll be getting back to streaming in a bit.
Yay!
I gotta
can't
get a new
wait.
fridge. I gotta get a new front door. I gotta do a lot of stuff around here, so it won't happen immediately. But yeah, no, I'm getting ready. I'm fixing it up. Got to get some of the old software back. Get some new software. But yeah. No, I'm happy to see people hit new milestones. And like I said, I won't jinx it, but yeah. And you can usually find me on that 70s Rock Fans show on Mondays. I usually do his Monday show at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. He didn't do it this week, but I think he'll be back next week. So yeah, check it out. And I'll be here Wednesday evenings watching the bad movies.
Some worse than others.
Yes.
It always is that way. Some are a lot worse than others.
Oh yeah. They're not all bad movies are created equal. There's good bad and bad bad.
But thanks for coming through.
Yeah, thank you.
Moira, thank you for coming through. Plug yourself. Go ahead.
I don't
Talk
feel
more-
like
talk more.
myself. I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you, Raquel, even though you don't watch the movie. Dr. Giggles next week, by the way. Raquel,
This poor girl.
Raquel, watch Dr. Giggles next week.
Maybe.
Dr. Gill.
I do Funhouse Shenanigans almost every Thursday, and I also do video game streams on my video gaming channel. Sometimes you can catch me on Jedi Bills or on Moira's, and you can follow me all my links in that I put in the live chat.
Okay. Dr. Giggles next week, everybody. It's happening. Later, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.